Right, good evening. Using a new camera, so learning it as I go. Apologies if I make any mistakes. Plus, the person who was supposed to bring the camera took very long, and this is a serious gets video, even though the circus is in town. So, before we get into the thing, because there's something we need to share. A farmer was sitting on a rocking chair on his porch, and a big black SUV drove into his yard. And a guy jumped out in a suit, and he walked up to the farmer, and he said, "We're looking for terrorists and terrorist activity in the area, and we're here to search your farm." And the farmer said, "Well, don't you need a warrant for that?" And he dipped in his pocket, and he pulled out this big badge. And he told the farmer, see this badge? This Homeland Security. This badge, I can go wherever I want. Farmer said, "All right." Man walk around searching. Search all through the farmer house, the land, everything. Going into the barn, the farmer said, "You really can't go in there, you know." Pull out the badge. Say, "You see this badge? Homeland Security. I can go anywhere I want." Walk into the barn. Come back running out with a 4-ton bull behind him, and the farmer shouting at him, "Show him your badge." And I was, that joke, and I know it's very funny, that joke came to mind earlier when I saw a captain of industry, a chamber of commerce heavyweight, coming down Mokorapo Road, a bus coming the other way. Now, if you know Mokorapo Road at all, you know that in the vicinity of Hot Shop, for some reason, when I tell Trinidad, nothing in this country works but the wrecker, for some reason, on both sides of the road by Hot Shop, wrecker don't work there. Mokorapo is always a mess right there. You never see a wrecker, now and then maybe, because the wrecker works well everywhere else. Don't work there. But anyway, so vehicles park on both sides, getting the roti and the wherever it is they're selling across the road, and this guy is in a BMW. I have never seen such a beautiful BMW before. And he accelerates, and the bus is coming. And I'm thinking, get out your camera, Philip. This is going to make news. But at the last minute, Mr. Gentleman realized that a BMW could go into a bus more times than a bus could go into a BMW. And I think that's when he pulled aside and let the bus pass very, very close. And all the people who were on that side of the bus, I see them lean the other way. Like they was trying to help the bus not kill him. And I was thinking, there's some people, they get all money, they get all position, they born with a little bit of color, they feel they have a station in life. And the rules don't apply to them. The law of physics was going to spread you properly on Mokorapo Road. I guarantee you that. Non-negotiable. You couldn't show him your badge. You know the other joke about they overheard these two people out at sea having an argument. One saying, "I am bearing this way, you should yield." The other one saying, "No, you have to yield." So the other one say, "Well, I am an aircraft carrier displacing 1,000 tons." The other one say, "Well, I'm a lighthouse, come too hard." And all of these things in my mind, because I keep seeing very powerful people come to the end of their road and all the pieces go back in the box. And it's like, people don't get it. You have one chance at this life, and it's not to walk heavy on the earth. You have one chance. Tonight we have some beast information to put out here, you know. Don't get me wrong, I start off with a little humor while I'm looking for this stupid song, but I can't find it. So, because I can't find that song, we're gonna go for this one. This is a die-hard fan favorite from my boy, the last Bajon of Calypso. And every time they hear it, they want more of it. So let me get into it, because it's this way I talk about. The circus is in town. Which circus, you ask? The Political Symphony. And we said tonight we're going to talk about sex. S-E-C-T-S? No. Sex, baby.
I visited Parliament Chamber, witness an orchestra, a bang, 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 of only politicians.
Share the video.
Rated their performance.
Call out, call them out. Let them know we're here.
Bang, 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 of parliamentarians. Politics that encourage hate, making good folks discriminate. Preachers replaced by gates. Nurturing racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism.
No dimples tonight. Apparently the dimples having an effect on the seriousness of the show. You're hearing the song? Fire for them. Don't declare it for a fool. They're using race as a tool to divide, conquer, and rule. How it is that the same bunch of mocking pretenders making money is the same names calling if PNM in power or if UNC in power? How come? How come it's these same little jackasses federating us, filling their pockets more after more, like they don't have a stop switch. More is, they say, if less is more, then imagine how much more could be. And the truth of the matter is, you see, there are so many issues I want to deal with. Tonight, I have taken more people for the first time to a restaurant on Mokorapo Road called Rib Shack. I have been given Rib Shack the benefit of the doubt since Rib Shack opened. But I want to tell Rib Shack something. And the gentleman behind the counter tonight that was so rude. Sir, if you don't like the sight of blood, don't become a doctor. If you don't like your hand dirty, don't become a mechanic. And if you can't deal with people, don't get into customer service. You're supposed to be able to know how to deal with people. And if your food take half hour to come, and it happens every time. And I've had problems with the service. I go home and something that I ordered didn't come or whatever, and I don't make no noise about that. I eat out a lot. And let me tell you why I go Rib Shack. This is the only reason why I go Rib Shack. They make corn on the cob on the grill, and they have nobody else in town that does that, and that's a fan favorite for Phil. Phil likes that. They make a good burger. There's a better burger on Aria Peter Avenue burger joint, but they don't do corn on the grill. So I would go and get my burger, but not anymore. I have taken too many people to Rib Shack that after we leave, they tell me, where do we? And we dealt with everything from bad product. We dealt with everything, and I still would go back and give them a chance. I keep telling people, it's a brand new restaurant, give them a chance. Within the first year for sale, I tell him tonight, we in August, I would be surprised if you see Christmas. The place always empty. Parking is a problem. And after you go through all of that, the service is such rotted crap. The food takes so long. And I tell you, I don't care what you're doing, if the service is correct. When I go to Maria's and I buy a cheese sandwich for $30, it's not that I can't cut up cheese home. And when I buy hot chocolate for $20, it's not that I can't buy Swiss Miss and do the same thing they're doing, put it in the hot milk. I could do all at home, but I don't have the time, and I'm coming out for the service, and Maria's never disappoints. Never disappoints. And I keep telling people that. Somebody will even excuse bad food, but you see service. Service is important. It is called the service industry for a reason. Food service industry, that's what you're in, friend. That's what you're in. And I understand that the people who own Mario's have something to do with that. If that is true, go back to the pizza business. Only I know nothing about barbecue. And I vex. I'll tell you why I vex. Because I stand up there and I make my order and I waste my time. And I don't like that. I don't like to waste time. Time is precious because, as we discussed earlier, we have a limited amount of it. Now, I don't want to be a jackass. And I've said so many times, I've defended them. I've defended you and your business. And I don't ask for a blind. I don't ask for an extra pack of ketchup. But if I come to your place and your service is, and you want to take attitude because your service is bad, well, partner, keep it. Keep that. you will never, ever see me there again. Adam's Bagels, 20 years now, no matter what going on, rain or shine, snow could fall, winter could come. Adam's service good. What does Adam know that these people don't know? I keep asking Adam that. Similar kind of business. When you go Starlight Drugs to buy anything now, the service is so good that you will come back even if they don't have what you came for. And I'm not trying to give these people ads. Christian McKenzie with Mileage Mac. The service is always good. And they installing freaking tires. If you're in a... And you could tell it. I remember once my partner, Everett tell me, don't try to be what everybody else want to be. Find out what you want to be and be the best at that. And here I am. You could tell when somebody doing a job and they just doing the job. As opposed to somebody who loves what they do. They say, if you love what you do for work, and the person that you're married to, your life will be perfect. In fact, they say that if you love your work, you will never work a day in your life. And that's true. Now the new thing, the new phone is smaller than the other phone, so if I miss anything, message me on 682-2110, 682-2110. You can WhatsApp me. You could private message me on Facebook. Don't kill me with messages. Right, so today, now, I'm not sure if I have this right. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. You can't make this crap up. Today they fired the 6th Minister of Public Utilities in less than 2 years. 6. And I told you all, when they sworn, whatever, this guy in, do not remember his name. And I said so. It was almost prophetic. I said, don't remember his name. You can't remember the last 5. Somewhere inside of there was Fitzy. Other than that, who else was there? And they're on the 6th. And today my partner Wayne stood right. This government, they just afraid to lie down. Wayne, I had to disagree with you. PNM could do what they want, you know. Because the public, right now, every time they look across the aisle, and they see Kamala, Suruj, Rudal, Khadija, and Anand, and all them jokers looking back, let Watson swim twice a friggin' day. Because it's the same bullshit, just different packaging. PNM and UNC, and nobody willing to go through the drama of a fake election. Busting fake mark. Stjorty boy, my partner tell me today, Stjorty, I was holding out hope for you. I treat you bad. I keep your feet to the fire. I wanted you to deserve me to say, Stjorty, I was wrong. But I'm not wrong, Stjorty boy. And you know that. And it's only a matter of time before I have the actual information, names and places and amounts, and I'll lay it at your feet. Shorty boy. Because them circles you're all moving in. I know it's twist up your mind. You stop understanding what the important things are. And you start thinking, if all is mine, I win. Like it's some stupid game of snakes and ladders you're playing. All of you. And that's what's ruining the country. It's like we only have little children ever in government who don't understand you don't have to eat the whole cake. There will be other days for cake. There'll be, you know, a child will eat ice cream till he's sick. He'll eat ice cream till he's sick and throw up because he has no cutoff. Some of these jackasses like that. Look at Colm Imbert. Face like crepe paper. Look at Jerry Hadid. Look at Tim Gopi Singh. These fellas should now be writing their memoirs, enjoying the sunset of their years, sitting on a porch and passing on the benefit of their wisdom to new, vibrant dreamers coming up. But them fellas holding on. Manning stroke Benny ass, and he's still dragging his foot into the freaking parliament. what it is with us, so twisted and badly broken that we don't understand that this shit ends. It ends. The time with your family, the time with your friends, the time with yourself. Every human being is born for a purpose. You have a reason to be here. You have ideas, knowledge, you have skills that you haven't touched yet. And all we doing is gathering and consuming and making expensive shit and piss. Because that's what you're doing, you know. That's what you're doing. You're eating so much, you swell up like a balloon. You had to go and spend $75,000 for them to staple your stomach because you have no self-control. Eh? And there is a topic that I want to touch, but I had to stick a pin because I'm part of a team. And even though that team all look like they wear velvet gloves, there are some iron fists among them. And the ladies in the party are very powerful. So they told me, Philip, we will address it. We're just not going to address it tonight. Stick up in. And when you're part of a team, if your job is to run up and down the left side till the ball comes, run up and down the freaking left side. Don't leave your post and go looking for the ball. Football is not played that way. You don't ever see a football game going on with 22 people running with the ball. That's not how it's done. So, team it is. But we need to continue. You see, if we don't have this conversation, nobody will have this conversation. And we have a conversation about important issues. The intangibles, respect, integrity, ethics. I mean, anybody could do what the hell they like. But what will we end up with? Society has rules and laws to protect the weak from the very strong. There are a lot of people in this country, if everybody was living like them, they're dead long time. It is the rules that protect them. The weak, the meek, the timid. They are the very strong that will crush you, roll on you, eat you. This weekend, we looking at TV and learning new ways to kill people and dispose of bodies. Why? Because the acting commissioner of police is away without leave. I've not heard from this gentleman for months. And the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is rudderless. They have no leadership and there is no plan. So the bandits, every now and then, I mean, this jackass crisis who get arrested, went and provoked police till they lock him up. I remember once my car had get wrecked and I went down to pay for my car. Down by where they take the wrecked car. I vexed too. $500 I can't afford, but if I break the law, I break the law. So I come to pay me $500. And to be honest, where I was parked by Lord Kitchener statue by Harvard's, you know, there was a statue with Kitchener there by Harvard's. I was parked there and they have nothing saying you can't park there. I could have contested, but I had no time. Take me $500, send me on my way. But it was a Friday night and there was this woman who have, you know who I am itis. And you see, you know who I am itis. As always say, that is a sickness that has caused people more trouble than they need. You know who I am? You know who I am? That's the bullshit she giving them. And she half drunk with herself, and she come there to get her car. Now the police officer trying to calm her down in the yard. And the other officers reaching and telling her, ma'am, you had to pay your time. You want to go to court, you can test it, whatever, bam, but you had to pay it here if you want to take the car from here. And she getting more and more bold. And then she cussed the police. And she cussed him stink. And he warned her, she cussed him again, and he lent her his state-sponsored silver bracelets and put her to sit down in the room. Now you're quiet. I don't understand what it is about us that makes us want to carry on and demand special treatment. People, I put out a post when I get ticket coming from South. I really thought that was a stupid ticket and I paid the ticket today, $3,000. That is a ridiculous amount of money. And I'm thinking, $3,000 is a lot of money to me. What about the man who driving a car that worth $20,000? What about the man who working for $5,000 and $6,000 a month? You give him a ticket for $3,000. You take half the family money. This ticket system in Trinidad, that is not a deterrent to a man driving $1 million car who making $3,000 an hour. So what you're doing is you're having an uneven enforcement of the law. The rich could play, poor to cool itself. And that's wrong. That's wrong. But on my thread, because I make a joke and I say the man I think he was correct. And I said, I'm putting you in the list of non-supporters as a joke. But some people do not have a sense of humor. Or some people think that this was Philip trying to say that I want special treatment. Not a fire truck of that. I am the only person who used to support the record. I think all crime should be incentivized like the record. But who are you going to tell it to? The acting commissioner of police? Missing in action. Who are you going to discuss this with? The 3 ministers of national security? Which one of them was on the edge of that pond when we found that woman this weekend wrapped up in a rug? Real Godfather Mafia bullshit. Wrapped up in a rug, thrown in a lake. He wasn't there. None of those 3 ministers of national security was there. But bet your bottom dollar, if they had unrolled that carpet and it was somebody from Goodwood Park, Papa, yo, they'd have weighed down that embankment with expensive shoes. And why is this who we are? What is the message that we're sending to the very young? That your value is what you have, not who you are. No wonder people are willing to rent gun and rob people. Because if what you have is more important than who you are, and you don't give people a chance to get, they will take. And I feel that's what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. I feel that we become a nation of greedy guts, where we don't like to share anymore. All is mine. I must have the longest, pointiest shoe. I must have 19 pocket squares. And when I pull up outside, well, I see area closed down as a map out now. I don't know where is the new, maybe Siam, the residence. Where it is they're going for big shot people to be bouncing shots in the air and police don't come and lock them up. Where? Because I hear that went on inside. Whatever it is now, it had 3 different names already. But when you pull up in your car, they must have 2 orange cones outside for you, Papa. Yo. Yes, are people. If they have orange cones for you, yes, are people. If when you reach the big black bouncer man, bend over and unclip the purple rope, well, my God, yes, are real people. Because all the rest of the plebs in the line watching you saying, I should be in the stolen money business. I should be laundering money. I should be importing cocaine and cloth and car parts. I should be a contractor getting inflated prices for contracts and splitting the business with the politician who gave me the contract. I'm in the wrong business being a law-abiding citizen. And at some point, it may dawn on everybody to say, fire truck this. If I obey the law and I pay all of this, and the people who not obeying the law getting away with murder, I'm doing the wrong thing. And we're sending the wrong message. And the little black hen chicken and them realize that you are not making a space for them. So they say, live fast, die young, make a pretty corpse. They're not coming to stand up in Massey and bag your groceries for $10. They're not. They're not. When they could run in Massey and rob everybody. We've done that. What you focus on grows. The Native American Indians said that every man is 2 wolves, a good and a bad wolf. And the one that grows and the one that triumphs is the one you feed. We send a message in this country that crime pays. I know a man. He's a shit snake, shit hung. He used to be his daddy's drive-around boy. Go and drop this certificate here, go and pick up this check there. Bounce in a political party, get a little post, and overnight, he's 100 millionaire. Because he have no morals, no scruples, no ethics, no integrity. He feels his light color skin and the people that he socializes and connected to entitles him to ill-gotten gains. They don't call it that. After, it's like the banks don't consider what they're doing to you as wrong, you know. And they have this old joke. They say you could buy a gun and rob a bank, or open a bank and rob everybody. And that's not a lie. We have businesses in this country underpaying their staff, not providing parking. They build right out to the road. They chinks in on their taxes and all of their statutory requirements, and the prices 500 and 600 times the markup. And they in the church, and when the basket is passing around, they're folding up 2 blues for everybody to see. I drop 2 blues in the collection basket. My family sponsor a pew. So we're on that shorter road to heaven. So our theft has been sanitized by that pew and them 2 blues. Officer, come and move these Grenadian mother ass from in front of my store with this calabash bag they're selling, please. Thanks. If you get 25, 30, 40 years ago, that was your father. Stand up there, selling, hoping. Nobody don't make a call to run his. We live like that. A broken society. There is no leadership. Your prime minister, this prime minister, is a jackass. The last prime minister was a jackass. And she and her people want to tell you that she was the best prime minister the country ever had. But nothing works in this country. And if she wants to blame this government, she lie. And she say, you can't blame her, blame the last government. So your hands just clean. You get a free freaking ride, Arumai. What's that about? Nothing works. Healthcare is shit. Education is shit. We don't grow nothing. Nobody can own no house unless they're screwing, zamming, robbing, jamming, know somebody, get some contract. They can't get a house. It is impossible. It is a statistical impossibility for the average person, and I'm talking about the 99%, to buy a house in this country. So you fail. Traffic is a mess. Crime is a mess. You never stop drug trafficking. All your claim to fame is you give away a couple inflated contracts that made overnight billionaires of a handful of people that up there now jamming with the first bunch, because you reach in the club, you know. You get to a point where word spread. You hear he make 100 million. Yeah, let him in. He in trotters now clinking glasses. 2 months ago he bouncing check all over town, you know. But now he could clink glasses because he know Darumai or he know Likoto Jambi. And until you start to call these people out for their bullshit, it's not going to change. I stood up in Point Fortin on Saturday night and I said, I too am proud to not give a crap. I don't care that the road to Point Fortin gets you seasick. Fire truck that. I don't care that the infrastructure in the country looks like it's 100 years old and nobody maintaining it. I don't care. I don't care that the school that we were in for the meeting had 2 toilets and one of the toilets was missing a toilet seat. Forget that. Suffer the little children cry, say, well, we suffer them, no toilet seat fail. I don't care. And that's how I'm supposed to talk. But the truth of the matter is, I do care. That's why I'm here. Taking jamming. All you hear what Philip used to do? My personal life is the subject of so much conversation that it is amazing. The litany of things that these jackasses want to pretend. You see, if you kill the messenger, you kill the message. I don't want to focus on it. I don't want to focus on it. But they paid guns. And they get paid with land and contracts. It's not like a bill, like money. We have unsophisticated law enforcement who don't understand that a man not supposed to be able to get 40 acres of land without something to show for it. There's supposed to be rules so that the play field is level. So your child and my child and the neighbor child all have a chance based on what they do. I used to go to school with this boy. He was a ratty jackass. Let me tell you something. He used to have to look up the answer to 2 plus 2. Leave St. Mary's and walk into a directorship. And all of the people, the brain trust of the company, the people who making the money, had to now answer to this clown. One day a man drove in his office in a brand new Mercedes-Benz. It looked like it worth about $5 million. It almost a spaceship, shining. When it parked, the girl, all the staff, sales team, in love with the car. And the boss tell them, you wouldn't believe this, huh? But if all of you work hard, buckle down, take night and make day, next year, I could buy a nicer one. The Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic. Do what the hell you like, land. There are a lot of people who want me to shut up, including me. I ready to shut up. And I keep saying, and people keep asking, more and more, I am not interested in the job. It's not possible to change so many minds at the same time. To the Indian people who still think that the UNC have a solution that they're hiding because they've had years, they've had decades of political and economic power, and they've not pulled this magic trick out of their pocket yet. But one day, if we keep supporting Darumai or whoever replaces Daru, we will get it, magic. Because they vote Rowley into power, hoping the clown prince of Likoto will give them something. He'll make something happen. Traffic will done. The healthcare system, you walk in, the doors open. Place shining like a donkey stones on a full moon night. Good day. Welcome to the Port of Spain General Hospital. Would you like to have a seat? One of our reservation specialists are going to come to you with a clipboard. Please fill out the details so we can better serve you. How drunk you have to be for that to be Trinidad and Tobago? You go to the school, you have the child's report, and something's wrong. It's not working out. Me and Ona, I hear every day, and I telling she, and she ain't listening to me. I tell she it right there in the book, and she not opening the book. So what you want me to do? Now that's the teacher. This is who your child is listening to. Somebody inside of whatever hires the teachers thinks that is a perfect influence and the best candidate to impart knowledge to your children. Me I know what she do, she you know, I know. Me tell she. And you want your child to come out of that knowing enunciation, pronunciation, and the Queen's English. You're lucky the child come out whole. No wonder it's gang violence and porn videos coming out of school. What happens next? What happens next? We've reached a stalemate. We have a government that has literally collapsed. Not 2 years in office. The government in waiting, the opposition, is such a frightening prospect. People still saying, give Rowley a chance now, boy. It ain't bad enough yet. They shut down the port, Tobago collapsed. They selling out Tobago to Sandals. Some bandit, Rohan and the partners, take over the ferry, robbing we. Yeah, boy, hard, things hard, prices going up. Input, I know, the fire truck just doing. Thing hard, green guava, dry coconut. Life hard. People dying outside the hospital, people dying inside the hospital. Don't go near the freaking hospital. Things hard. The school system, boy, children coming out of there with a certificate and no knowledge. It's hard. But they could get a work here because amalgamated hiring every month. The race is to make sure that they have more guard than bandits, so we're still going good. KFC, they opening, and Starbucks open my next one, so the child, worst case scenario. Could I take your order, please? Where are we going, Trinidad? Where are we going? Where are we going? When you have to tell yourself, no matter how bad all of that is, you're afraid to take a chance with the UNC. Because when they were in power, it was just as bad. They've done nothing of value. That's why they were voted out. Drunky Monkey and the bandit crew were voted out. And you had no choice but the Crown Prince of Lekoto and his bandit clan. And it's a roll of a dice. Come, snake eyes, shit. Because that is what politics and elections come down to. And your friend telling you who you're voting for, you realize you're black, you're on the wrong side of the track. And you're taking that chain up, you know why? Tobago, look for that. I tell people, when you say Tobago, look for that. It's like you're saying they choose water over wine. Where was the wine? We making all this joke about Calcutta ship. But tell Trinidad and Tobago something. You know, he wasn't lying. It was distasteful. It was racist. But that's what they were going to do. They wanted, you could imagine, because as bad as Trinidad is, Tobago worse. Tobago have no government, you know. The THA is really a ruse. It's a pretend. There are a couple people who's run Tobago that have nothing to do with the THA. The THAs go to work in the morning and do what those people tell them to do. So as bad as Trinidad is, Tobago worse. Tobago is in wild, wild west. It's lawless. You can't buy land in Tobago and get a deed, you know. The man nothing like that. Don't worry, no man. You just there. You could imagine Kamala and Co. in charge of Tobago when Tobago dead. What Rowley doing poor black people in Tobago now? That would have been their fate 5 years ago. So it's not like Tobago had a choice. Stop the bullshit. Stop. Look what Tobago settled for. Tobago had to settle this morning for a jackass swimming to Trinidad. And they have to make that look good. Tobagonians have to pretend that that is good. Because it's better. It's like a woman who getting cuffed every day from her husband. And today, for some reason, she only get 3 slaps. Today was a good day. You celebrate today. Today's slap day, not cuff day. Tobagonians went out in droves today to settle for a stunt theater. The circus is in town. You have a man who for no reason other than saying, look at me. Because it did nothing. It served no purpose. To the people who saying it, raise the profile. Raise the profile of what? What in the national conversation more than the sea bridge? What? What did the stunt do? What did it do? It did nothing. It was all up. It was like when Janet Jackson tell Justin Timberlake, rip down my dress so my breasts could come outside during the Super Bowl so I could sell some CDs. Everything is like that. You go to a movie town in Port of Spain. They have a VIP section with a cafeteria that have 9 staff that deals with one little restaurant, one little cinema with about 50 seats. And then the other 6 cinemas that caters for about 10,000 people have 4 cash registers with 4 people. We have 9 people in here. The only difference is popcorn that is already gouging out your eyeball and skull screwing you at $25. You go there and get through quicker, but it's $50. And that is a perfect example of shock doctrine. You have your choices are limited to what you could tolerate. And this is the insanity of Trinidad and Tobago. And until, and I don't know how, I do not know how to get through to enough people to wake them up. It's like this woman who said, she said, I freed 1,000 slaves. And I could have freed 1,000 more if only they realized they were slaves. I could take this entire country to the promised land and I don't even need a job. I could write it down for you and tell you, go and do this. Just do this. Education, abolish SEA, zone the schools, put a supervisor of education in each constituency to make sure that every school, every toilet have the toilet seats and all the classrooms have a teacher. Replace the SEA, child abusing SEA, with a GPA. Make all schools 10-year schools. So now all of a sudden, not only do you track the performance of your child, you track the performance of the teacher in the class and all the classes together, and you track the school. So you know if the principal doing the job, you know if the teacher doing the job, so your child getting an education. I can tell you how to fix it. Shut down all the police stations. One constituency command center, and everybody shows up to work on a shift, and you find out where you're going. You're going to walk around these 6 streets. 10 of you all walking around these 6 streets, answering to this cruiser that driving around these 60 streets. 2 of them as backup. So you spend 8 hours there in that street every day. So the people know you and you know them. So when something happens, and you hear something happen by Jim's Electronics, you buy Jim's Electronics twice a day. And you know who don't belong in the community. And all of a sudden, policing work, and that's just dispatch. We ain't start to talk about 21st century policing. We ain't start to talk about incentivizing and motivating and continuous assessment and training. We ain't talk about that yet. We just talk dispatch. Our police service is bullshit. It is like walking in a parlor to buy 3 or them pack of chana. Good evening, sir. I'd like to make a report. Yes. When last you went into a police station in Trinidad and Tobago? When last you called for police in an emergency? There was this guy who was accustomed to getting robbed. And every time he called the police said, we're sorry, we have no car. While they were breaking in this night, he called the police. He said, I would like to give myself up. 3 people were breaking into my place. I took out my licensed firearm and I shot all 3. I think 1 is still alive. Before he hung up the phone, 4 cars and a helicopter was around his house. And he said, I thought y'all never have cars. You have to know that everything doesn't work before you can go forward. And everything have a solution. If Point Fortin had a supervisor of public works, his one job, his only job, is the maintenance and construction of infrastructure development works in Point Fortin, in that constituency. That's his job. So if it's not done, you know who not working. And it's as simple as that. The supervisor of education gets a report from a principal, they're having a leak. The supervisor of education calls the supervisor of public works and say, our roof in this school having a leak. He said, okay, we schedule you for a fix. 4 weeks from now, endure the leak. And that's how you work and fix with a system. We have nothing so in this country. You have 3 ministers of national security. Do you know their names? Besides Dylan, and I'm not sure which Dylan he is. Just keep mixing him up like with the cricketer. I do too. We have 3. Do you even care that we had 35 murders this month? Does it matter? I mean, unless you know one of the murder victims, or you're one of the murderers hiding out. If you're hiding out at all, the circus is in town. Trinidad will continue to do this, whatever it is this is, until there's no money. when there's no money and there's no chance to borrow, and we're firmly in the grips of the IMF, the PNM and the UNC will stop trying to get into government. Because then, there'll be nothing to steal. There'll be nothing. Shelves will be empty. The cupboard will be bare. And you will rue the day that you let pass, that you could have fixed it. You don't bolt the door after the horse run. You don't. Every single plan and every single program and every single policy of the Progressive Empowerment Party will work. There is not a single person in this country that will tell you that there is a policy that we advocate that won't solve the problem. How do you move from factual evidence into office to accomplish it? How do you do that? When the vast majority of the people in this country are beaten into submission, stupid with links, and we're just taking it. What went on in Chagaramas under the People's Partnership United National Congress was white-collar crime. There is a mass construction frenzy of white-collar criminality going on in Chagaramas right now. Kamala responsible for that. What went on under the People's Partnership UNC, HDC, was pure crime. Jolene John and Rudal Monilal. Do a criminal investigation. Fred, do a commission of inquiry into all of the money that passed through the HDC. Kamala responsible for that. The director of highways was given contracts to his son-in-law in a disproportionate amount as opposed to all other contractors, resigned and went and become the CEO of his son-in-law company under Kamala. She want to tell you she better than the PNM. Make no mistake. These two governments worse than each other, no matter how you line them up. What do you do next? Philip, you're not black enough, you're not Indian enough, you ain't thief enough, you're not tall enough, you're not short enough. What? What do you need? Right now, while we're speaking, the UNC B team and the PNM B team coalescing to form what? Whatever that is. And they'll come back at you. And you'll say, those are names, boy. Let me take in some names. Not remembering that those same names failed to deliver when they were in office. Vasant Bharat cannot explain to the nation why farmers were never given access to farmland under the People's Partnership government. The United National Congress built its entire career on sugar farmers. And when Rahal shut Karani down to distress the Indian community, all that land now being shared out. It's been shared out. Deep pockets. To build nonsense. And when we're in the hands of the IMF and the world food prices go up because populations are increasing. You know what I read today? And it worried me. When I was a little boy and you go for a drive down the highway, the windscreen would be splattered with dead insects. You don't see that again. Where the insects gone? We sprayed insecticide that killing out all of the insects that we need to maintain our life in this country and on earth. And nobody paying attention. Because eat, and dead. We, the people, we like a cancer. We've destroyed it. We've mashed it up, we've poisoned it, we've broken it. And the argument going to be, well, one fast, a fast, because he fasted for more days than it was possible for a human body to survive, and fool people. This next jackass swim a swim that wasn't a swim. So what's the next stunt? At some point, somebody's going to have to set this up on fire. And I'm not in that shit. I'm telling you, no. It cannot continue to be circus. It cannot continue to be theater. And it is only circus because you're going to the big top. It is only theater because you're lining up for tickets. This is only going on because we're letting it continue. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have not yet woken up to the reality that all these memes they're sharing are true. The people have more power than the people in power. We know that. As Rudy Paul says, we don't trust each other, we don't trust the government, we don't trust we wife, we don't trust ourselves. How do we go forward? How do we go forward as a nation? How do we rescue this Titanic? We've hit the iceberg already. What now? What now? How do we get the people of Trinidad and Tobago to understand that until you stop playing nigger coolie politics, you're not going to survive? They are making you an ass. They are fooling you. They are pretending to care about you based on your race, and it's bullshit. Because they're marginalizing you, subjugating you, giving your children a future of desperation. What do you need to see again? What has to happen? They've cut off people's hands, taken out their teeth. This country is insane. The police service don't have to answer for none of that. The Ministry of National Security don't have to answer for none of that. Everybody playing the blame game. If you stop the drugs, da-da-da. If you da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And all this bullshit, rapid fire, copy and paste media, distracting you, filling your head with so much shit that when you're done, you say, you know what, let me just hold my little corner and hope for the best. I ain't care, I don't money, I'll eat cricks. And that's what they've done you. That's what they've done us. When all you have to do is say, you know what, fire truck it. I want to say the word, I want to say the word bad. But there are babies. I've been sent pictures of little kiddies who at night climb into mommy and daddy's lap to listen to Uncle Philip and fall asleep. For some reason, my voice puts children to sleep. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So we will limit our use of expletives. But somebody has to be in charge of what is going on. Somebody has to be running the ship. Somebody. Who? It's not Keith Rowley. It's not Carmona. It's not the Chief Justice. It's not the Commissioner of Police. It's not any of the ministers. It's not Darumai. Who? What do we do? Find it. On my playlist, I have David Rudder's Rudder David and David Rudder. Come to iTunes, you could have sort that out, man. Counterintuitive. If you do the crime, you're going to damn well pay.
But somebody promising a human rights, while somebody threatening to
put out your lights.
The more people with little Trinidad boys.
Black and chicken.
Start to wine and put an end to the joy. Now the lion call for the mama to mourn. The Nike gone, the gold teeth gone. You see they want the pocket full with blue silk. They want the statue drinking full cream milk. The little red silk is not their true friend. The blue one have two extra knots on the end. So I tag on the toes, now they take it to hell.
Well, look where we reach.
Well, I hear a madman born. As he spread out on a wall, he said, this is it, I've been hit. No time to give up, brother, no time to quit. Was the chant of a madman, with this tale from a strange land. The chant of the madman
Is the only solution.
I say the chant of a madman, in this tale from a strange land. Maybe the chant of the madman,
Housing for all. The PEP, Progressive Empowerment Party, promises to engage in a policy that allows even minimum wage earners to own a home. Zero deposit, zero interest, 30 years. Per $100,000, that's $500 a month. That is a threshold a KFC cashier and a security guard could pay, so that everybody could own a home. Once we get everybody owning a home, we want to engage a policy called No Job Left Behind. We want to make sure that all of our people are properly employed, not just paying down a work. We want to make sure that, yes, right now I'm earning a living and I'm paying my mortgage and I'm minding my children, but I want to be able to go to some evening classes because I really always wanted to be an X or Y. We want to make sure that you could. If you're willing to put out the effort, we want you to do that. We say all the bars and all the residential areas, you're closing at midnight, and if they don't like it, move out of the residential areas. We want the children to sleep and the parents who have to get up in the morning to go to work. We don't want them driving for 4 hours to get to work, so we move in the capital city and all, well, not the capital city, but all of the government offices that pull in the 200,000 people to work every day. We want to put it in the center of the island, a small government campus, because a lot of these things could go online and a lot of these things could be automated. A lot of these things could be a one-stop shop where you could go and get your driver's permit, your passport, your birth certificate and everything, and you pay with a swipe of a links card. So it doesn't take up your whole day. We want to give you 41 constituency healthcare centers, so you have to leave quite to go to take your child to get the tonsils out. We want to give you that 24 hours accident and emergency dedicated ambulance minor surgery suite. We want to make sure you go to school in the community, so you own the home in the community, you're working close to home, your child going to school in the community. By Christ, the things starting to make sense. We want to use a central marketing agency, divest and invest all of the fertile food-bearing lands into that agency and deal with farmers, one farmer, one crop at a time. We want to set a crop cycle. We want to say, Trinidad needs 50 tons of that and 25 tons of that. You grow this and you get paid that. And they will manage the retail markets and the wholesale markets to make sure that everybody can get food cheap. We'll save a lot of foreign exchange and bring the price of raising your family down. We're talking about constituency supervisors to look after security, health, education, public works and public utilities. No more ministers. You don't need a man sitting down in St. Clair Avenue deciding if Point 14 people need a road paved. That decision has to be made in Point 14, and that's how it should be run. We're talking about a national security apparatus that creates a border wall around this country, a virtual wall. It's not an actual brick and mortar wall, but it's connected by a 360-degree radar, fast attack boats and interceptor helicopters, where every marine craft trying to come into the country must yield to be searched. And if you search and you have drugs, you're under arrest. So we will end the drug trade, the gun trade, the human trafficking trade, and we will unstuff all the containers on the port. No more 40% passing free. All that bullshit have to done. Government must no longer be facilitating criminal enterprise. Once you stop the guns coming in, the next step is to deal with the guns that are already here. We have a plan for that. We're not giving you no amnesty. We're not giving you no reward. We're giving it to police. Police getting $1,000 a gun. All of a sudden, police know their work. Because police know who are the guns. And police driving around with van. You go rent a panel van. Come in with 100 guns, take $100,000. Bring the guns. So you stop guns coming in, you take all the guns off the country, now they have to come and hold up your shop with a slingshot. It's easier to manage that way. We want to incentivize and motivate the police officers. We want to make sure, like the record, all crimes come with a gold star or a point system, that on conviction you get a bonus. So police officers could live well. We want to make sure teachers are rewarded for the performance of their class, and every class that hits the national grade point average target, that teacher gets a bonus that term. So you could make 3 or 4 bonuses every single year depending on the performance of the charges below you. All of a sudden, everything starts to make sense. All of a sudden, people who want to grow food have land and access to all of the support to grow food. They're making money, you getting cheap food, everybody happy, you own a home. Christ. What is it going to take for you to wake up and understand that these things are within your reach and you could have it? peptrenbago@gmail.com. You could have it. Next week, Saturday, we in Diego Martin. This Saturday, we in Stanmore Avenue. Come out in your thousands. Come out in your thousands. Let us fix this country. It could fix. You have it in your hands. Hope is in front of you. The power of the people. The Progressive Empowerment Party. We are here building out for you. Come on board. Add your voice. Don't question me. Replace me. Come and do a better job than me. I'm not fighting it out. Come and join our ranks.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can protect our country's name. But use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, fairly or not out,
When you're voting,
vote them out.
fire them.
Vote them out. If it is the proven to be only full amount, when you're voting, vote them out.
Vote them out.
If it is the time is now that
Change must come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out.
register and
Vote them out.
if they don't see,
Vote them out.
say your finger and
Vote them out.
show them no mercy.
Vote them out.
Vote them out with total scorn.
And utter disdain. Let's put our country together again.
Vote them out of power.
Terminate their reign.
Let's put our country together again.
We have thousands of new viewers passing through the thread tonight. I want to welcome all of you on board. This is the place for you to be. This is home. This is the start. This is the reboot. This is the undo and redo that will fix the justice system and the police service. This is the undo and the redo that will make Trinidad a paradise, that could put pure water in your pipes home so you don't have to buy bottled water. This is the undo and redo that will put a plastic bottle tax on plastic bottles so that the vagrants could earn money and them and all could get a life. We need to get back to a place where the country serves the people, where the government is in the hands of the people. We need to put power back in the hands of the people. We plan our first day in office to create a recall law that could fire us. This is your government. This is your time. It is now. peptrenbago@gmail.com. Send them an email tonight. Just your name, your email address, and your phone number. Say, tell me more. Tell me more. We want you on board. This party belongs to you. Saturday coming at noon. We are at 19 Stanmore Avenue. Come out in your numbers. Come and take control of your party. Come and add your voice. Bring your ideas. Volunteer to serve. Say you would like to be a candidate or a constituency executive member. We are looking for you to come on board and help us be all that we're supposed to be. This party is the people's empowering, progressive empowering, people energizing party. Come and be a part of it.
Say your finger and rescue the country. Put them up with tempo. They have we in vain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
Head of membership, Diana Kelly, has ordered flags for us. We're getting some nice orange flags, PEP flags, and some Trinidad flags, so we can wave flags. We want to organize ourselves so we can organize motorcades and caravans and music trucks and go all through the land, evangelizing and liberating. Let's take the people to the promised land. Let us get to a place where the $60 billion spent every year in this country actually spent on the people. We could do this. Then your only hope is for them to go. If it is fabrication. Foreign-based trainees, reach out to Ali G. She is in charge of our entire foreign chapter base. We have Ja Paul and Abigail in Florida. Ali G has her team in New York. We have Anil and Boya in Canada. We're building out in Australia. We're building out in the UK. Even though you're not based in Trinidad and Tobago right now, you can still be an effective member of the Progressive Empowerment Party. Get on board. Even if you want to email us directly and say I'm based in Texas or I'm in Singapore, no problem. We want to know where you are. We want to get you on board. A party with plans for the environment, an animal bill of rights. We have proper nation building programs and policies to bring before you in a contract to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We have ideas that puts all of our people to work and then gives them hope and opportunity for that effort to take them forward and develop them and their family. This is where we need to go. Have a vision for better Trinidad and Tobago. Stop voting for the lesser of two evils. The lesser evil is still fundamentally evil.
People must come first. Citizens by right. None of the hours. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech.
A garden that grows, and one law for each.
If it is that injustice, what they always show when you're voting for them all. If it is that avarice is all they seem to know when you're voting for them all.
Get ready.
If it is their politics,
it's just a party show. 6 ministers of public utilities in 2 years. All bandit must go. Listen. It sounds, sometimes you might think that, you know, this sounds too good to be true. Let me tell you something. 30 billion of the 60 billion spent every year on this nation is stolen. It is overpriced. It is bid rigged. It is corrupt money. It pays for things we do not need. We have special purpose companies and boards and public companies, all of which we do not need. We fund them to the hilt so that people could steal money. We need to stop it. We need to end it. If you put the Progressive Empowerment Party into government, we will put a proper, transparent and accountable tenders process. The National Insurance Company will no longer be able to take your national insurance deductions and pay for Siam, Discotheque and Apsara. All that bullshit will be done. And everybody who has pilfered the public purse will be brought to justice and prosecuted when found to be guilty. The reality of our situation is a simple one. We have to either get busy fixing this country or prepare for jamming, because nothing better from neither of those two parties have a vision for this country. Somebody said to me once, if the PNM or the UNC had any interest in fixing Trinidad and Tobago, you don't think you would have seen it by now? For all the recession, they talk in recession. Colm Imbert spent $63 billion this year. What do you get for it? They're talking about building a bullshit highway to Toko when you can't get drugs in the hospital. The emergency wards in the hospital don't have blood bottles and syringes. Where are we going? $6.25 billion being spent on healthcare this year, making billionaires of the Goodwood Park posse. It is time to wake up stand up and speak up. Trinidad and Tobago, you have an opportunity. The Progressive Empowerment Party is your party. We in Stanmore Avenue this Saturday at noon. We opposite Starlight Shopping Plaza next week Saturday at 6. Come out in your numbers. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your country. Let's put our country together again. peptrinbago@gmail.com. If you look in the thread, you will see members posting stuff about all kind of things about the party. If you need more information, just click their name and click message and ask them a question, because we all here to serve. Yes, peptrinbago@gmail.com. Welcome aboard to all the new members. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago. See you tomorrow night.